We begin this morning in the southern part of the continent and as we check out the front page of the Sowetan in South Africa. Now, the big story this morning on the front page of the Sowetan is a big question. Is Ndlovu's killer a cop? Fresh revelations emerge that the shooter of the investigator in the Ndalose Tavern massacre was wearing police uniform and known to the disease. Now, the plot thickens. This is just a very unfortunate update, a very unfortunate killing, first of all. This is not the first time that we're seeing an investigator in a story being killed. We also talked about the one in Thabo Bester as well. There was someone as well who was murdered. So it's just, I mean, beyond these stories making the big headlines of, oh, this person was killed or this person was attacked, we want to see like finality to these stories that are making breaking headlines. If there's suspicions that the person is a cop, that proper investigations be done and that the information be brought to the public, and it's not just something...
it's a test, and the continent is watching out, for South Africa's criminal justice system to see how they, carry out the investigations, on this case. So
right.
We'll see.
Right. Anyway, still looking at the front page of the paper, at the top of the paper, why forklift crash didn't get RAF payout on page 4. And on the left side of the paper, we have from the bottom, little else to fault, but Grand Vitara could do with some muscle on pages 19 and 20. This Bafana team is special. I agree. This Bafana team is quite special. And you know my sentiment. Anyway, away from that, Malaika Malatsi heed the warning of that quake. Gauteng is a disaster waiting to happen. We took the story of the earthquake that happened at about 2 a.m. in Gauteng province in South Africa, and what the suspicions of what the causes of the earthquake might have been, which in this case might be as a result of mining happening in South Africa. But they're asking that the warning be heeded, as it might look like something that is warning of something to come. But let's move away from the south of the continent to the east of the continent to see what's happening on the Daily Nation in Kenya.
All right. Moving on to the east of the continent now. Why the super rich are fleeing Kenya.
That's an interesting story.
Yeah.
What are
I'd like to find out more.
Sub-stories there?
It says, of course, political instability, increased taxation, currency depreciation, and search for personal freedom. Some $100 millionaires fled Kenya last year for countries with less taxation, better political stability, and stronger economic growth. And 100 more are expected to follow suit this year, according to a new report on migration trends of the world's tycoons. That's on page 6. And also, well done. Fate's heroics open bag of goodies for athletes. Ruto opens battlefront with Raila over Mungiki. We can also find here exclusive justice. Julie Ward's parents died days apart in the UK. Sad story there. A poll says majority of Kenyans oppose tax proposals. And Haji, just a step from becoming next top spy. These are the big stories on the Daily Nation, and of course gives you an idea what's going on in Kenya this morning. Of course, all across.
Particularly that story about why the super rich are fleeing Kenya just makes us realize that it's not about the amount of money you have, but how well the system can cater to you, because you just want illness away from being flat broke.
And of course, economic policies and the likes, because you always want to know that your money is safe, regardless of how wealthy you are. Yes. You don't want to wake up one morning and realize that you've lost half your wealth because of one new government policy or because of, failure of the currency there, to continue to, hold itself.
Right. Anyway, away from the Daily Nation, let's look at the nation in the west part of the continent. And here in Nigeria, the big story is Akpabio, Abbas, step in as Senate President and Speaker. Ex-Akwa Governor defeats Yari by 63 to 46 votes. Kaduna Rep triumphs by 353-3 over Wase Jaji. We see here, President says poverty should not stop any child from getting tertiary education. This might, of course, refer to the student loan bill, which we'll be talking about much later. Akpabio says, let's put national interest first at all times. Our laws must protect our people, while our actions must guarantee the most efficient use of our national commonwealth. And Abbas says, we will work in harmony with the executive arm, upholding checks and balances anchored on the principles of transparency, accountability, and respect for the rule of law. Let's work for our people, Tinubu urges National Assembly leaders. How lawmakers defied parties. That's an article by Emmanuel Badejo. At the top of the paper, we have financial markets rebound on Emefiele suspension. All right. Naira firms up. Equities make 1.215 trillion naira gain. Jonathan visits Tinubu. 103 die. 70 missing in Kwara boat accident. And final story, Akeredolu on medical leave. I really hope that Akeredolu is fine. It's been quite a whirlwind, a journey. It's been such a story. Anyway, that's all that we can take this morning. We have more papers that we're bringing this morning on Breakfast Central, but for now, we'll go on a break, and when we return, we'll be looking into our top stories this morning.